Hello, this is NetCat, and I recently watched Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. After watching it, I had many questions, so I decided to have a think about them. Now, I plan to share the results of these thoughts with you. So this is not going to be a review, but dive into my thoughts on various aspects of the movie, and any related media to the movie. With that said, spoilers ahoy! So, for my first thing, when shrunk or enlarged, the density doesn't change. So if you're 240 pounds, you'll be 240 pounds whether you're the size of an ant or 60 feet tall. And keep in mind that since the idea is that if you're the size of an ant, then you're proportionally extremely strong. And if you enlarge yourself, you should go down in strength proportionally. This causes problems every time Scott enlarges to fight things or try to break the quantum core, because if he doesn't actually get stronger, he's just up there as this 240-pound thing the size of a house. And what the hell? You're actually going to get whiffed if you're like that. Also, if you enlarge a pizza, then it's going to be just inertian as the original size of the pizza, since actual mass is not affected. So when they have that pizza at the beginning of the third movie, it really isn't going to be very filling now, is it? So for my next point, why do they jump and tap, i.e., jump while small and then hit while big? One thought I had was that, according to the original movie, you would be going at basically the speed of a bullet. This may seem like to be a good thing, but keep in mind, you are not a hollow point, or you better hope you aren't, because that would end very badly for you, because you don't want to really expand like those do. Ew. So the best case scenario, you would be like a full metal jacket and go right through the target, which, unless you hit a critical point, isn't necessarily crippling. So, getting the speed from the launch and growing to your regular size while punching will give it an extraordinarily devastating punch, which will hit a fist-large surface area, probably crumpling ribs or other structures, which your bullet strike would not hit. Now, a modification to this is that would probably make it better would be if you could choose to become the size of, say, a cat. So that when you hit the target, all of your 240 pounds hits the target in that much more condensed form, but larger than the size of a bullet. Think something like a cannonball. Now, I do understand that this is changing the tech, but we did see in the second movie that when the suit had problem, Scott was stuck the size of a school child. So it seems like it would be feasible. So, yeah. On to my third point. Why did Janet help design the smaller quantum tunnel at the end of the second movie and participate in sending Scott to the quantum realm? But then, as soon as she realized that even a signal was being sent to the quantum realm in Quantumania, she completely panicked. This seemed really weird to me because, I mean, why be blasé before about it and then panic immediately? Now, my best answer to this is that she didn't think the dangers through until a bit later after she unblipped. I mean, it's a little bit weak, but it's the best I got. So, my next thing is that it seems kind of weird that they enter the quantum realm by shrinking down really far, but then once there, the grow shrinky disks function just like normal. Because, I mean, if you're already down that small, why would they just work exactly like they did up above? I don't know. But my best guess is here is that somehow when you go down that far, you activate some kind of portal to another universe. I still do think that this is odd. One thing that does support this is that they can't simply use the grow functions to escape the quantum realm. So next, number 5, the quantum realm being outside of time and space. If you looked at my recent short, you'll see that I really dislike this writing convention. Like, I really dislike it. It kind of triggers me. So, here's the thing. In previous movies, Hank actually described it as, and I quote, a reality where all concepts of time and space become irrelevant. This is not saying that it is outside of time and space. It's saying that all of our concepts of it become irrelevant. This doesn't bother me as much because if time goes at different rates in different portions, and possibly even in reverse in some places, our concepts of time would be irrelevant, even though time still exists. As for space, that would cover how we are suddenly acting like we aren't infinitesimally small, which would violate our concepts of space. So if I substitute the way that it was described in the first movie, I find the description to be worthwhile and I don't have as much of a problem with it. Okay, so now, here's a big one. Which Kang are we looking at? I've seen almost everyone assuming that this is a different Kang from the Kang that was in Loki, but I haven't actually seen anyone give a source for that. I personally maintain that this actually is the same Kang that we had in Loki. Why do I say that? Well, from the description he gives in Loki, all of the other kings were battling over ruling the multiverse, and he was the only one who, rather than try to rule, was destroying the other timelines. Well, interestingly enough, this is what the Quantumania King was doing. And also, when Quantumania King describes this, he tells Scott that if he is killed, there will be a catastrophe. And when asked what that was, he said, all of the other variants of me will come, which is exactly what the Loki King said to Loki and Sylvie. So, it seems like he has the actual same mindset. So to me, that seems logical that this is the same king. But now that we've established why I think it's the same king, we do need to explain how it could be, because we do know that he died in Loki, right? First off, time does not work the same for time travelers as it works for regular people. Things that happen in the future on a specific timeline can indeed happen before other events for the personal timeline of the time traveler. I know that this can get confusing, and for me to actually really show this would require a lot of graphs and timelines and blah. But it can work, but it's really freaking confusing. So all that needs to happen here is that Kang needs to survive. And like normal, when we want the character to survive, if we did not see a body, it's the old "show me the body." I don't believe he's dead till I see one. And when King was defeated, quote unquote, he was absorbed into the energy conduit that was feeding the portal back to the regular timeline. So I see no reason to believe he didn't actually surf that energy line out of the quantum realm. And now he's free to remake his time travel stuff and continue destroying timelines and establishing the TVA. So I do think that it's fair to say that this king could be the same king as the one in Loki. I also think that this would be better for establishing the villain of this phase, since it adds to the confusion that should be involved in discussing how timelines interact. So yeah, that's what I have to say on which king this was. So I honestly do have other issues with this movie that I need to think through, but that seems like a good amount for now. Oh, and I may do follow-ups to this video if people like it. But for now, I hope you found my analysis of various things from Ant-Man Quantumania to be interesting. Have a great day, and please let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you're interested in more like this or the games that I play, please drop me a subscribe. So have a great day.